Hi, welcome to Three Questions with. Got my longtime friend Dana Hall with us from FranNET. Dana, how you been, buddy?
Doing well, Kevin. Thank you for having me. Looking forward to chatting.
I actually come on the show today because I got a couple questions for you today. So first, I want to talk about buying a franchise as an investment. I think a lot of times, Dana, when we look at it, buying something, we think about working in the business. Now I got a couple of friends very successful because they bought different types of franchises and they hired quality people to run them, and they're very successful from that. That's a model, right?
Sure is. Yeah, it's not as common probably as somebody that's buying the business to be, more directly involved, but there are a lot of concepts that what we call semi-absentee or semi-passive, where that owner, what they're bringing to it is certainly their investment, and then some expertise, but it's more of an executive model. They're not, oftentimes these folks have day jobs. And so whether it's hiring, a manager to run the business for them, or whether it's the operation of that business is just a little bit more passive and they're more of an oversight role, maybe a bit of the marketing of the business, certainly keep an eye on the financials of the business and managing it that way. So yeah, that's absolutely. In fact, that's become a little bit more popular. People want to diversify, their income, and so that has definitely gained popularity recently.
So talking about income, Dana, it's been a tough week. I've talked to a couple of friends that have lost their business based on everything that's happened. And they're like, next time I do something, I'm going to look for something that may be more recession proof. So that's type of franchises that people should look at if they're afraid of a recession at some point in time and want to make sure they can get through the next one.
Yeah, and the two ways I tell people to think about that is you as an individual, as a consumer, right, in your day-to-day life. If things got tightened up around the house, what were the first things that you might forego, right? And then what are the things that you, no matter what happens, you can't. So there's a couple of industries that are pretty strong in that area. So if you think about something like senior care, that has to happen no matter what. Somebody needs that care and just to remain in their home. Oftentimes it's covered by insurance. That's not something you just, hey, I'm not going to spend that $50 this month. Other things like, God forbid you have something, a water damage or a fire in your home, that has to be mediated, that has to be dealt with. And there are companies, that's what their expertise is. So it's you think about it as the things that have to happen, no matter what the economy is doing, and no matter what your, sort of income situation may be, around the house, a roof, if it's gone, it's got to be replaced.
So, Dana, one of the things I see when I talk to my clients, hey, why'd you start your business? They went through a life event, maybe lost their job, something happened. So if people are looking for what's next and they're not really sure if franchises are for them, should they reach out to you to talk, because I know you have assessments and things, because sometimes we're like, but I couldn't run a franchise, because we think of the largest ones when we think of them. Like, I could never have that type of skill set. But there's a lot of things that people have skills that can run. So should they reach out to you to kind of think about the other things that they may not be jumping to the largest ones instead?
Absolutely. And there's no obligation, there's no pressure. To your point, a lot of the things we see driving around are the only things we think are businesses or franchise businesses. Not true. And I always take a two-step approach with a client. First, should they even be considering this? A lot of people I talk to, they're still looking for a job. Maybe they're out of a job, but they're looking. They're doing a multi-pronged sort of assessment of what should they do next. And so oftentimes, we talk and we say, what, probably not a good idea for you to own your own business, given your situation. So we always try to ferret that out first and make sure it's appropriate. And then if it is, then I'll take them through a process to make sure they find the right fit for their skills, their investment, their desires, their goals. So that's what we do.
So, Dana, what's the best way for people to reach out to you? How can they learn more then, my friend?
It's very easy. My email is dhall, HALL, at frannet.com. And you can certainly give me a call at 978-239-2665, and I'd be happy to chat.
Awesome, Dan. I appreciate you taking a few minutes to call into the show. And as always, thanks for being my friend.
Always great talking to you, Kevin. Thank you.